one mysterious night, one hidden identity, and one meeting that changes to lives forever. In the world of grand ballrooms, glittering chandeliers, and whispered secrets, a new love story is about to begin. Season 4 of Bridgerton opens the door to a romance filled with magic, longing, and destiny. This time, the spotlight moves to the charming and artistic Benedict Bridgerton. But the story truly begins when he meets someone he was never meant to meet. A young woman whose life is divided between dreams and harsh reality. Her name is Sophie Baek. And once their paths cross, nothing will ever be the same. Section 1. A new season. A new love story. Every season of Bridgerton brings a different kind of romance. Some stories are playful and light, while others are deep and emotional. But Season 4 promises something special. This time, the story steps into a world where love feels like a dream, yet life keeps pulling the characters back to reality. At the center of this new chapter is Benedict Bridgerton. Among the Bridgerton brothers, Benedict has always been different. He is thoughtful, creative, and often lost in his own ideas. While others around him follow strict rules of society, Benedict quietly searches for something more meaningful. He wants a life that feels real, not just proper. And deep inside, he believes that love should feel like magic. But magic is rare in a world full of expectations. This season explores something the series has not fully shown before: the divide between two very different worlds. On one side are the grand houses, elegant clothes, and endless balls of high society. On the other side are the quiet workers who keep that world running every single day. They clean the rooms, prepare the food, and stand silently in the background while nobles enjoy their lives. Most people from these two worlds never truly meet. But sometimes, fate decides otherwise. This is where Sophie Baek enters the story. She is not like the ladies who normally appear in ballrooms. Her life is filled with responsibility, hard work, and quiet endurance. To many people, she is just another maid doing her job. Someone easy to overlook. Someone society rarely notices. Yet Sophie carries a secret story within her. Before life became difficult, she was raised very differently. As a child, she lived with comfort and dignity. She learned how to behave like a noble young lady. She learned how to speak politely, how to walk with grace, and how to understand the rules of high society. For a time, it seemed her future would be bright and full of opportunity, but life can change in a single moment. After her father passes away, everything Sophie once knew disappears. The protection she had vanishes, and the world suddenly becomes a far colder place. The girl who once lived with respect is forced into a life of service. Instead of dancing in ballrooms, she cleans them. Instead of wearing elegant dresses, she puts on a simple maid's uniform, and with that change comes a painful lesson. Society can forget people very quickly. Day after day, Sophie works quietly in the background of a house that does not truly belong to her. She listens as others laugh, celebrate, and talk about their future. Meanwhile, her own dreams seem to grow smaller with every passing year. Still, one thing about Sophie never disappears: her spirit. Deep inside, she still remembers who she once was. She remembers the feeling of hope, the belief that life might hold something more. Even when the world tells her to stay in her place, a small part of her refuses to stop dreaming. And one night, that quiet dream leads her to make a daring choice, a choice that will change everything. Because somewhere across the city, a grand masquerade ball is about to begin. Masks will hide faces, music will fill the halls, and for a few magical hours, the rules of society will feel less strict. For Sophie, it might be the only chance she ever has to step back into the world she once knew. She knows the risk. If anyone discovers her secret, the consequences could be severe. A maid has no right to attend such an event. It is a place meant only for nobles and guests of high status. But sometimes, the heart refuses to listen to fear. And so, on that unforgettable night, Sophie decides to take a chance. She will put on a mask. She will walk into the ballroom, and without realizing it, she will step directly into the path of Benedict Bridgerton, a meeting that will begin one of the most beautiful and complicated love stories the world of Bridgerton has ever seen. The night begins quietly, but before it ends, two lives will cross in a way neither of them will ever forget. Across the glowing streets of London, carriages roll toward one grand destination. Lanterns light the road, music drifts through open windows, and laughter fills the cool evening air. Tonight is no ordinary gathering. Tonight is a masquerade ball, a night where faces hide behind masks and identities blur into mystery. Inside the ballroom, everything shines. Golden chandeliers hang high above the dancing floor. Silk gowns move like waves as guests walk past one another. Gentle music plays from the orchestra, slow and graceful. Masks of every shape and color hide the faces of the nobles who came to enjoy this magical night. For most people here, the masquerade is only a game. But for Sophie Baek, it is something much more. Far away from the laughter of the ballroom, Sophie stands in a quiet corner of the servant quarters. Her heart beats fast as she holds a simple mask in her hands. The soft candlelight flickers across her face while she stares at the elegant dress she secretly borrowed for the night. For a moment, she hesitates. She knows the truth. A maid does not belong at a ball like this. If someone recognizes her, the punishment could be harsh. She could lose her place in the house. Or worse. But another voice inside her whispers something stronger. Just one night. One night to remember who she used to be. Slowly, Sophie puts on the dress. The soft fabric falls gently around her, reminding her of a life she once knew. She ties the mask across her face, hiding the